harder than every other year. This is PNN, the Potosi News Network. Our top story tonight, the Attorney General is really hammering down on Jared, former Subway spokesman. There may be additional charges added to the existing ones that could land him more time in prison. Subway officials would only say that Jared was a role model for weight loss for years, but in no way approve of his behavior. They also deny that Jared was the first person in the company to come up with the saying, $5 footlong. What's going to happen next? Back in the day, as the hipster kids would say, right? We had role models, people you could look up to, like Rose. Like Bill Cosby or Bruce Jenner. Things are just different in 2015. This reporter had a chance to do an exclusive interview with Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner, to discuss his life and his transformation. At one point, I asked her if she had any memorabilia from the Olympic decathlon days as Bruce Jenner. She said, yes, but after her transformation and her trouble with the Kardashian, she said, and I quote, I have everything except for some reason I can't find my javelin. On Thursday, this reporter was on assignment at the Amstar Casino in St. Charles, Missouri. I learned many things about so many siblings. There was a disturbance complaint at the hotel, and security was sent up to Shelley Muir's room. Oh no! Our sibling, Ed O'Reilly, happened by and joined in to help. Him being a retired Chicago PD officer. Upon entering the room, they all heard moaning sounds from the bathroom shower. Ed finally deduced that the moaning was from Beth Wooter. He courageously jumped into action, took charge, and said, and I quote, I don't know what's going on in there, but Beth definitely could use my assistance. I also found out that Tammy McMillan is a magician. When she laughs really hard, she makes water appear at her feet. See?
Tammy, you need this.
A big shout out to Deb House for putting together the casino night on Thursday. This reporter found out that Deb was a Girl Scout. Be prepared. Deb told me on the record that she keeps liners in her back pocket in case she laughs too hard. Tammy McMillan then stated, and I quote, "Liners don't go in your back pocket, they go on your woohoo." In closing, this reporter witnessed many things. There was inappropriate behavior, lewd comments, obscene gestures, and I conclude I'm going back next year. This reporter went undercover Friday to get a scoop. Unnamed sources that I, of course, can't reveal, told me the info. On Friday, I questioned Charles Mitchell about his sleeping arrangements at the lodge, if my sources were accurate. Wow. He said it's completely true. He said, and I quote, "I'm staying with 3 women this weekend." And it was my wife, Michelle's idea. It goes to show you there's still some good things about America.
At number 8, the first part of this newscast was sponsored by Pfizer, the maker of Viagra.
And now in sports news. If you are here, please stand up and come to the front. Donna Marquez, Cindy Ramos, Olga Bauer. These 3 ladies participated in the siblings' first ever women's basketball slam dunk contest. That's right, folks. After 2 hours of competition, it ended in a tie. After the judges got together, they decided on a unanimous winner, Olga Bauer. She is the winner of a brand new vehicle. Could you bring it out, please?
It's too big.
Thank you, Olga. She was the only participant to almost hit the net.
Ship that home to me.
Frankly, this reporter was concerned with Olga's behavior during the competition. She kept going through the crowd, smacking men in the crowd on their, dare say, butts. She even stuck up behind me and did it. I, of course, immediately stopped her and asked her what she was doing. Olga said, and I quote, "I was trying to give high fives to people and no one saw me." This reporter is sure glad I didn't see her coming. I'm gonna turn around and then whack! In other news, today is Bob Bauer's birthday. And wait a minute. Now it all makes sense. This reporter asked Bob if Olga gave him anything for his birthday. And he said, and I quote, "Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong." Next up in the news, this segment, In My Opinion. I started this last year. It's random thoughts and complaints about what has happened at Siblings this year.
The reporter's thoughts and complaints in the following segments are not the views of the PNN network, staff and employees. They are also not the views of COPS executive director, COPS support staff, the Trout Lodge, the Missouri Conservation Department. We apologize in advance if anyone is offended. To register a complaint, please call PNN hotline at 1-800-COMPLAIN. That's 1-800-COMPLAIN. Thank you. Back to you, Joe.
Complaint hotline. You need to change the hotline number to 1-800. Why don't you jam this hotline right up your... I didn't know Josh Neely left, so impersonating Josh Neely. Ooh. We have a celebrity impersonator.
I'm so happy to be here. I think you're all my siblings.
That's right. First, I would like to thank Josh Neely for being here. What an emotional speech he made Friday. And he would drive across the country to be with us at this retreat. For you first-timers and the rest of us know, he drove here to see Colleen Parker here at the retreat. Josh was Colleen's, dare I say, infatuation. She once wore a shirt that said, "I get my feelies from Josh Neely." Colleen asked me to say, and I quote, "Hi, Josh. I miss you. I wish we could be together again. I'm thinking of My first complaint is the Satoko. I filled out my Walmart request envelope right when I got here and gave it to her. It's now Sunday night, and do I have my preparation 8? No! I've been itching and burning for 3 days. Does she care? No! Then there's Carol Lane Friday, wandering around after our getting to know each other session, with a drink in her hand saying, and I quote, "I lost my koozie. I can't find my koozie. I don't know where I put my koozie." I was shocked. Ladies, is that really possible? I realize after a few cocktails you may not remember where you put your koozie. Okay, I get it. But to actually lose your koozie? And what happens when you find it? Do you use it right? I don't know. And Aaron says, and I quote, "Don't pick on Lauren or Kristen, the new cop staff." I would personally like to thank Potosi Junior High School for allowing Lauren to miss a few classes in her beginner's algebra. I thought there were child labor laws in America. Nene isn't old enough to have a driver's license, but she's out there shaking her stinky leg on the dance floor. What's going on in our country? In closing, I would really like to thank the COPS organization, staff, counselors, and all of you, my brothers and sisters. I love you guys.